I've seen cars go across down at Davie, the lower end of Davie there, across the railroad and over toward Wyoming County and into Blair all day long. It's just one car right after another with 4 or 5 men in it and their rifles going to war.
I don't know, there were thousands from around here, but they was coming in from Illinois, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. The miners was. And they told the government if they didn't open up Logan County that they was going to open it up themselves and blow it away.
Old men, young men, and middle-aged men. Men with automatic, the latest rifles that you could buy, and men with old muzzle loaders.
Some of them had on their service uniforms, OD uniforms. And most of them had on coveralls, and they had a red bandana handkerchief around their neck. I remember that. And for that reason, they called them rednecks. They had about 2,000 or 3,000 men on top of the hill entrenched in with machine guns all along the top of the hill. And that my cousin had told me that they wasn't going to let anybody pass. They're going to kill every fellow that attempted to cross that mountain.
Talking about shooting, you couldn't hear your ears for the bullets. Couldn't hear nothing else, only shooting. It was just like bumblebees or honeybees are flying in there. That's about how it went.
We stayed pretty close during all that time. You never knew when the shooting was going to start or stop. And everybody had that had a basement. Certainly, they got a lot of use during this time.
By Thursday, September 1st, the miners believed that they could indeed go all the way. They had 10,000 men, 3 times the number that Chafin had on his defensive line. And they thought they could storm up Blair Mountain, through Logan, perhaps all the way to Mingo County. They were in control of some 500 square miles of southern West Virginia. They operated the trains. They controlled the school buildings. They confiscated automobiles. They were in command. They were not about to turn back as they'd done before. They were willing to put the test to President Harding's ultimatum.
I was out in the yard. We was all out in the yard playing around. That's when my father was on this march. And there were 2, I guess they were World War I planes. They were small planes. But that's the first time I ever saw an airplane in my life. And first time I ever heard the word bomb. This stand we was out gawking, this kids was at that, and some lady there close by hollers, they're gonna bomb us.
A company bombed us, the thugs. They made their own bombs. A deputy sheriff made their own bombs, dropped them out of the air from airplanes. That was John Chafin over there, the sheriff. He had money to do that kind of stuff with. Then the regular army came in, and they run a special train up to Blair. And they talked to my brother, and he told all the men, that was all the miners, to turn their guns over to federal authorities. He said, the federal authorities here, we're not going to violate federal laws. And had a meeting, a speech, and told them, and they turned their guns over. There was about a 40-ton car of guns, different kinds of guns, that they turned over to the federal government. When the federal government asked them to quit, they quit instantly because nobody wanted to fight the government. We was only fighting thugs.
And that was one of the most significant events in the United Mine Workers' history in southern West Virginia. And the miners considered that a victory because they had made the United States government come to southern West Virginia and say, we're here to keep the peace. They felt that was a victory. What makes someone say, I'm going up this mountain and let someone shoot at me with a machine gun because of what I believe? It wasn't to get money. It wasn't for profit. It was because they believed in what they were doing.
Well, I believe it to be a historical event. All my life growing up here, I've heard about the Miners' March in 1921. Seen it on films, pictures on TV, heard about it from my uncles and my father.